going to be the best American state in 2025. In today's video, we're going to take a look at which state will have the best quality of life in the next 3 years. Everyone always wants to know where the best place is to live in the United States. I get this question every single day through emails, comments, and messages. And there are many different ways to answer that question. But what I present to you today is my opinion based on a multitude of research, study, and analysis that I've done over the last 2 years here on this channel. This video will be the first of a two-part series. Today, we're looking at the best place to live in the United States in 2025. And in the next few days, we will do the worst place to live in the United States in 2025. Alright, let's take a look. Number 10, New Hampshire. New Hampshire has been a popular move to state for quite some time now. Over the last 10 years, they gained about 34% more people than they lost. When people move to New Hampshire, they tend to stay. It's one of those states with an extremely low population loss rate. The numbers fluctuate all the time, but it tends to hover around 87%. That means that if 100 people move to New Hampshire, 90 of them stay, and only 10 go somewhere else. That is phenomenal. Now, why do so many people move to New Hampshire? Well, they got a lot of things going for them, including their crime rate is very low. Their cost of living is relatively low compared to other states. They got great schools, safe neighborhoods, and plenty of nature to enjoy. Number 9, Colorado. Colorado has been another state that's gained a lot of residents since 2010. Just like New Hampshire, they gained about 34% more people than they lost. And also just like New Hampshire, they got a lot of things going for them, including great weather. Their crime rate isn't terrible. They got great communities, plenty of cities to choose from, and plenty of outdoors to enjoy. Cost of living in Colorado is a little high, but not terribly high. It's actually 2% higher than the national average, so it's not terrible. If you can afford to live in Colorado, it's a great state to live in. Number 8, Idaho. Idaho, another state that has grown by leaps and bounds over the last 10 years. Idaho is another state that gained about 34% more people than they lost since the 2020 census. Actually, Idaho had lost population before the 2010 census, but then starting in 2011, they started gaining residents and haven't stopped yet. Why is everyone moving to Idaho? The same reasons people moved to Oregon and Washington back in the early 1990s. Great outdoors, lower cost of living, cheaper homes, and a little less congested. These days, I'd say they're getting close to Oregon and Washington in congestion levels, but still have a ways to go. Number 7, Utah. Did you know that Utah is one of only 5 states that has never had a decrease in population? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. The only other states that come close to this are New Hampshire and Vermont, who have had 1 year each where they had a small decrease in population. But Utah has never had a decrease in population in any census since they became a state. This is probably due to their extremely low population loss rate, which is hovering right around 5%. That means that of every 100 people that move to Utah, only 5 leave and go somewhere else. Utah has a lot of things going for them, including a booming tech industry. They got a strong economy, a low crime rate, good schools, affordable housing. Really, their cost of living is 10% lower than the national average. If you want to live in Utah, you should move there. Number 6, Massachusetts. Yes, Massachusetts made our list. Now, when most people think of Massachusetts, they think of Boston. And Boston is a great city, don't get me wrong. It's just not that affordable anymore. Number 5, South Dakota. Who saw this one coming? I mean, I'm surprised. I didn't even know they were on the radar for most people, let alone they'd be number 5 on this list. But here they are. South Dakota is another state that has been gaining population over the last 10 years, almost 30% more people than they lost. I mean, they have a lot of things going for them. They got a really low cost of living. It's actually 12% below the national average. Their property prices are ridiculously low. And their crime rate is insanely low. I mean, it's like 30% below the national average. Their schools are rated as being better than the national average. They got no state income tax, and they got Mount Rushmore. What more could you ask for? Number 4, Wyoming. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you probably know that Wyoming is one of my favorite states. It's been one of my favorite states since I was a kid. I've visited a handful of times. I've been through half the state a couple of times, driving from Utah to Montana to see my in-laws. I've just got a soft spot for Wyoming. Most people don't realize Wyoming is a great place to live. Matter of fact, a lot of people think it sucks. But here's the thing. It doesn't suck if you don't want to be around a lot of people. Wyoming's great. Plenty of jobs, low unemployment, good schools, very low crime rate, low cost living, low housing prices. And if you can stand cold winters, this is a great state to live in. Number 3, Minnesota. Yep, Minnesota is another state that's doing well these days. They've got a lot of things going for them, including a thriving economy. Their unemployment rate is usually a little bit above the national average, but not much. Their crime rates are low. Their cost of living is relatively low, 6% below the national average. Housing prices are kind of expensive. They're about 10% above the national average. But other than that, they're doing pretty good. They got plenty of lakes, lots of fishing, hunting. It's a very safe state. The people are nice. Sure, they got cold winters, but hey, you're not moving to Minnesota if you don't like cold winters. A lot of people are moving to Minnesota because they're leaving California. Number 2, Vermont. Here's another one that a lot of you probably didn't expect. Matter of fact, how many of you thought Vermont would make the top 10? If you did, put a little comment down below. Let me know. How many of you knew they'd be number 2? But here they are. Vermont is another one of those states that's been gaining population over the last 10 years. They gained about 10% more people than they lost since the 2020 census. Like Minnesota, they also have a thriving economy with a very low unemployment rate. They also have a very low crime rate, but it's not the lowest. Matter of fact, it's like a little above the national average. But they got a lot of other good things going for them. Their cost of living is 7% below the national average, and their housing prices are only 3% above the national average. Their schools are rated highly. They got plenty of nature, clean air, clean water, friendly people. I mean, this is a great state to live in. Alright, before we get to number 1, don't forget we have another channel. We'd love it if you went over there and subscribe. We have a video we just put up yesterday. It's about the worst place to live in Nebraska. Alright, on to number 1 and number 1. Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pennsylvania is another state that's been gaining population over the last 10 years. They gained about 10% more people than they lost since the 2020 census. They have a lot of things going for them. Number 1 is their cost of living. Their cost of living is 6% below the national average. Housing prices are about 16% below the national average. They got plenty of jobs. Their unemployment rate is always pretty low, like 0.5% above the national average. They have a strong economy, and they have a low crime rate, 7% below the national average. So the only negative thing about Pennsylvania is their weather. It can get brutal. But if you can deal with the winter, it's a great state to live in. Alright, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, and be nice to each other.